Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's dive straight into this. If you've ever watched an Olympic-style Taekwondo match, you already know it is an absolute whirlwind of action. I mean, athletes are leaping, spinning, striking at just blistering speeds. And then, suddenly, the scoreboard flashes with numbers. If you don't know exactly what you're looking at, it can feel like pure chaos. But today, we're going to decode that chaos. By the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly how this incredible sport is scored.
So you really have to wonder, how exactly do judges score a lightning-fast kick to the head? We're talking about impacts that happen in a fraction of a second. Well, understanding the answer to that question completely transforms how you watch Taekwondo. It takes it from just a confusing flurry of legs and arms into this thrilling, highly tactical sporting event. You'll go from sitting there asking, wait, what just happened, to literally calling out the points before they even hit the board.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll cover the basics of the match, electronic scoring technology, the point system explained, penalties and deductions, resolving tie scores, and finally, some tips for beginners.
All right, Section 1, Basics of the Match. This is the framework of the fight. Let's just ground ourselves really quickly in some essential vocabulary that you'll definitely hear around the mat. First up is kyorugi. Now, Taekwondo has different disciplines, right? Like pumsa, which is form-based. But kyorugi is the physical, full-contact combat sparring discipline that you actually see at the Olympic Games. Second is the hogu. This is the electronic trunk protector, or chest guard, worn by the athletes. The hogu is your primary target area for scoring, and it's usually colored blue or red, so we can easily distinguish the fighters.
Now, how is a match actually won? Well, the sport has seen a pretty massive evolution recently. Historically, Taekwondo used a cumulative scoring system across 3 rounds. But, that often led to really passive matches. If an athlete built a huge lead in round 1, they might just run away for the rest of the fight to run out the clock. Kind of boring, right? To fix this, World Taekwondo introduced the modern best-of-3 system. Today, a match consists of 3 completely independent 2-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest in between. And here's the real kicker. The scores and penalties totally reset to 0 at the end of every single round. First competitor to win 2 rounds wins the whole match. This forces non-stop action because having a dominant first round gives you absolutely 0 safety net going into the second. Moving on to Section 2, Electronic Scoring Technology, or how we remove human bias. Now, what's really interesting about this is when kicks are flying at literally blinding speeds, human eyes just aren't enough anymore. Modern elite Taekwondo relies completely on a digital framework to remove that human bias. This whole setup is centered around the Protector Scoring System, or PSS, and the Electronic Protective Helmet, the EPH. Basically, it's an incredibly intricate combination of sensor-embedded gear and software designed to automatically record strikes.
So how does this space-age stuff actually work? Well, the athletes wear specialized electronic socks that contain small magnets or RFID chips right in the bridge and heel of the foot. At the exact same time, the hogu and the head protector are lined with magnetometers, RFID antennas, and piezoelectric force sensors. It's wild. When that magnetic sock strikes the sensor-lined armor, the system instantly measures the impact. If the hit meets the required power threshold, which, by the way, is automatically adjusted based on the weight category, the system validates the point right there. Boom, no human referee intervention needed.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, the point system explained. Basically, the math behind the martial art.
Okay, points are awarded based on 3 main things: the difficulty of the technique, the target area, and whether a spinning motion was used. Let's break it down. A valid, powerful, straight punch to the body gets you 1 point. But look closely at the head column. Punching the face or head is strictly illegal. Don't do it, that's a penalty. Now let's talk kicks. A standard, non-spinning kick to the body, that gets you 2 points. Take that exact same standard kick up to the head, and it's worth 3 points. But here is where the big points live, the highly technical turning kicks. A spinning kick to the body jumps to 4 points. And the ultimate technique, a spinning kick to the head rewards a massive 5 points. It perfectly illustrates how high-risk acrobatic moves offer absolutely massive rewards.
And keep this number in the back of your mind, 12. This is the point gap rule. If a fighter manages to achieve a 12-point lead over their opponent within a single round, the referee steps in, stops the match, and automatically awards that round to the leading fighter. It's a fantastic rule because it actively encourages athletes to stay aggressive and hunt for points, while simultaneously protecting outmatched athletes from taking unnecessary punishment.
All right, Section 4, penalties and deductions. Breaking the rules.
So the crucial point here is how penalties work.
In Taekwondo, a penalty is called a gum jump, and there is a super common misconception for beginners here. A penalty does not subtract a point from your score. Actually, scratch that. It's more like giving a free gift. A gum jump automatically awards 1 point directly to your opponent's score. So what exactly earns you a gem jump? We already mentioned punching the head or face. Other really common infractions include attacking anywhere below the waist. Remember, this isn't mixed martial arts. Low kicks are illegal. You're also going to see a gem jump for falling to the ground, stepping both feet out of bounds, or grabbing and pushing your opponent just to keep them from striking. If you see the referee pause the match and point to a fighter, keep your eyes on the opponent's score because it's about to tick up by 1.
And here is another absolutely vital number for the scoreboard: 10. If an athlete somehow accumulates 10 gam jumps over the course of a match, they are automatically disqualified. The opponent is just declared the winner by the referee's punitive declaration. Discipline is absolutely essential here.
Next up, Section 5, Resolving Tie Scores, the superiority criteria. Let's move to and see how this builds. Because of that best-of-3 system where each round resets, rounds literally cannot end in a draw. Someone has to win the round. So what happens if those 2 minutes run out and the score is tied, say 5-5? Well, there's a strict hierarchy called the superiority criteria used to break that tie. Step 1, the system looks at who scored more points using turning or spinning kicks in that round. The athlete with the more technical points wins. Step 2, if that's equal, it looks at higher value techniques, who landed more 3-point head kicks versus 2-point body kicks or 1-point punches. Step 3, if the technical values are exactly the same, the software looks at registered PSS hits. These are impacts that hit the armor and recorded force, but maybe didn't quite reach the power threshold to score a full point. And finally, step 4, if by some absolute miracle all of those digital metrics are identical, the winner of the round is decided by the human referee and judges, based on who showed more competitive initiative. Finally, Section 6, Tips for Beginners, Understanding Match Strategy. This calculated risk-reward system perfectly explains the frantic, edge-of-your-seat final seconds of a Taekwondo round. Just imagine this. An athlete is losing by 3 points with only 10 seconds left on the clock. You better believe they're going to start throwing spectacular spinning kicks to the head. Why? Because if the kick lands, they score 5 points and instantly take the lead. But wait, what if they miss, lose their balance, and fall? Well, remember our penalty rules? Falling is a gam jump, which gives the opponent 1 point. Furthermore, if you attempt a turning kick that actually scores, but you fall in the process, you don't even get penalized for the fall. So risking 1 penalty point to potentially gain 5 points makes absolute strategic sense. It's what keeps these matches wildly unpredictable right up until the final buzzer. And this brilliantly illustrates a quote from our source material describing modern Taekwondo sparring. It's not just a display of raw athleticism, it is a fast-paced, highly tactical game of physical chess. Every single strike, every risk, every spin, it's all a calculated move against the clock and those electronic sensors. Just a quick note as we wrap up. While we've covered the official World Taekwondo and Olympic standards today, rules can vary slightly depending on your local organization or the age group of the competitors. So always check your specific tournament guidelines if you are stepping onto the mat yourself. But for now, you are officially equipped to analyze a match like a total pro. So my final question for you is this. Next time you're watching an elite Olympic bout, will you be able to spot that flawless 5-point spin kick before the electronic scoreboard even registers it? Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we will catch you next time.